So hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video we're going to be doing a Valentine's Day look. This is kind of a date night look with pinks and purples and a bright lip. I chose a liquid lipstick so it doesn't kiss off, so your man will be happy. I'm using a lot of Hourglass products, some Kat Von D, a little bit of Makeup Geek thrown in there. So let's get started. I've already applied my foundation and concealer, and now we're going to go ahead and do the face. I'm going to use my Benefit Hoola bronzer to contour. For bronzer, I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer. This is in Radiant Bronze Light. I bought both of them. They had two of these when they came out, and I returned the other one. So, Radiant Bronze Light, and I don't remember what the other one was. But I'm just using a generic, no name, no brand name blush brush. I'm going in with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting blushes. This is a blush palette, and I'm going to be using Mood Exposure. I'm going to be using Luminous Flush, which is this one right here, like a pretty rosy color. I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting powders. It's the lighting palette. I'm going to be using Incandescent Light, the center shade. And this is an It Cosmetics contouring brush. It's the right shape to do highlighting. It's not too dense either. I'm taking it right there at the tail of the brow as well. Top of the cheekbones, and then kind of curving it in a C around the outer eye. I wouldn't recommend doing this if you have like crow's feet a lot, but I have gray hair and other signs of aging, but I do not have crow's feet yet. Now I'm using the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick. This is in Bachelorette. It's a really pretty, like, bright reddish pink. But before I do that, okay, so that is the bright lip. I did prime my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I'm going to do my brows really quickly. This is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Brunette. Okay, so for eyeshadows, I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette and some Makeup Geek shadows. First, I'm going to go into this color called Ludwin. Now I'm going to go into Ludwin, I think it's called, Ludwin, and a flat brush. I'm just going to apply that all over the lid and up to the brow bone. So the look I'm going for is not super dark on the lid. The lid is just kind of mostly natural, but then it's going to have a defined outer V. Mostly, not even super defined crease, just on the outer part of the eye. But I am going to add some pinks and purple. Now I'm going into the shade called Lettuce. It's this one right here. It's just a nice transition shade. And I'm going to go into the neutral one in the middle, Lazarus. So these two are just kind of like a warm one and a neutral one. I'm just going to use those as my transition shade right above the crease. I'm going to go into Succubus, which is this white shade, and I'm going to use that on the brow bone and on the inner corner of the eye. So those three steps, which is the nude color all over the lid, the transition shade of the light brown, and then the white under the brow bone and with the inner corner of the eye. Those three steps are basically how you should start almost any eye look. I mean, I do have exceptions, but those, if you can already tell, like my eyes have a little bit of contour and depth, dimension, just from adding those three shades. You know, it lifts the brow, makes your crease look defined, and it brightens the inner corner so your eyes look bigger. So just those three steps make a big difference in an eye look. So if you're struggling making your eye looks look dimensional, like the ones you see on Instagram photos and stuff, try those. You can also use shimmer to create more light, like on the inner corners and stuff. It really makes your eyes pop. But let's go ahead and continue. I'm going to do one eye really quickly and then I'll be right back and we'll do the other one together. Okay, so this is the look I came up with. It's like a really deep outer eye, but the inner eye is left pretty bare. I'm going to do things in a strange order, I guess. This is the NYX Kohl Kajal Brown Liner. Kohl Kajal Brown Liner, it's just a brown eyeliner. I'm only doing the lower lash line and the outer half in a very light, thin line. You probably can barely even tell I did it over here, but okay. And then I'm going to be using a strange combo. I'm using the blush that I used, the pinky blush from the Hourglass palette. I'm using the black and the dark brown from the Shade and Light palette. That's Shax and Liberatus. These two here, Shax and Liberatus. And I'm also using Makeup Geek's Bitten and Vintage and Country Girl. Basically like a black, a dark brown, a burgundy, a pinky kind of color, and purplies, and that's what created this. So I will also go back into the shade we used for the transition that we already put down for blending purposes if needed. But I'm going back into that e.l.f. blending brush and the pink blush that we used. I'm applying that only here on the outer half of the eye and up above the crease. It's just going to help blend later, so I'm going to set that brush and the palette aside. We're going to come back to it. Basically, I'm going to go from lightest to darkest and then go back with each color, darkest to lightest, and that's what's going to create the blend effect so it doesn't look real harsh. I'm going to Country Girl by Makeup Geek, and I'm going to put that on the outer third of the eye. But I'm not going to do the very, very outer because that's where the black is going to go. Just kind of stamping that down. Then I'm going to go into Bitten and Vintage together. Bitten, Vintage. And that's going to be slightly more to the outer part of the eye. Closer to the outer edge. Back into that pink, the brush we used for the pink. Blending just a little. Going into the Kat Von D, the dark brown and the black. And I'm just going to stamp them down out here where I want the darkest part to be. Even if your eyes are uneven, you can still make them look more even if you make sure that your eyes have the same shape. So you can see once I blend it out, it doesn't look quite as dramatic. Okay, so I got all the way to the outer corner with the black. Now, in reverse order, I'm going to go in with the lighter, the purples, the burgundies, the mid-tone pinky plummy colors, and then the pink. And then I just use a clean brush and blend and go back into all the colors as needed. Right now I'm going into the lid shade, that tan color we put down first. Touching that up. Using the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. Doing a very thin line, especially thin on the inner corner. I'm applying some Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara to the top and bottom lashes. I'm going very lightly on the bottom lashes. I don't want anything too dramatic, but this is a daytime wearable look. It just depends on how dark you make that outer V. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I just set my face with some MAC Fix Plus setting spray, but this is my date night Valentine's Day look. I know me wearing green is kind of throwing off the look, but it could be really sultry. You could totally wing out the liner and do false lashes if you wanted to take it up a notch. You can make that outer V like ridiculously black and just make it really smoky. Could smoke out the lower lash line, but I definitely wanted to wear a liquid lipstick instead of something sticky because I know from personal experience in dating and my husband, they don't like anything sticky. They want to be able to kiss you. Well, this, nothing. So I can wear a brighter lip, a darker lip, and something like that. Red, hot pink, pink, whatever I want, and it won't kiss off on him. So I would like that if I was a guy too, because if I'm not wearing pink lipstick, I don't want your pink lipstick. Alright guys, this is the finished look. Thanks for watching. Bye.